Hi everyone. This is my personal learning plan. I say everyone, I know it's just you, George, but listen, I have to be honest with you. This is my fifth time trying to record this. The first two times, I thought I could just like swipe down and screen record. The first time, zero audio. Second time, thought I had audio, didn't have audio. And I can't really figure out how to do it on Zoom. So what I'm doing is I have me here on my screen, but then I'm recording a voice memo and that'll be my audio. So if it's a little bit off and you're like, why? Just know that I'm trying my best here, okay? But this is what's gonna happen. All right, here we go. I had so much fun with this, but let's get into it. So, first up, we have my ideal self. So, this is who I know I can be and who I'm capable of being today if I put in the work too. I have this quote here about the dynamic nature of having an ideal self and how layered it is um, in terms of like acknowledging what you have the capability of becoming while actively not becoming it. I just think that's a very interesting part of the human brain, how we're able to perceive 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 perceives ourselves, you know what I mean, perceive ourselves as a higher version of ourself. It's a cool part of the human experience, I think. So where I want to be is recovered from my codependency. I say recovered because my therapist was telling me about it. It truly is a drug, the codependent nature of your thoughts on yourself and other people's thoughts not starting and stopping outside of themselves, but rather intertwined together. Which is crazy also because as codependents, the thoughts we have other people think about us are often incorrect and fully based on our own perception of ourselves and how we're judging ourselves through the eyes of other people. So it's not even that true. Oh, see, look, this is what people think of me. It's not even that for us, and we think that it is. Whole thing. Um, I want to sincerely enjoy taking care of myself. I don't right now, to be honest. I have really severe ADHD, so I don't really get that dopamine hit of completing a task. I don't have that. And life is just a bunch of little tasks. So you can imagine how that's going for me, but we're working. We're working on it for sure. But I want to genuinely think, wow, I deserve peace. I deserve a clean space. I deserve a hygienic body sense of self, and I want that for me. It's just so hard to find enjoyment in it with this stage of life I'm in, but I'm trying. I want to have fulfilling hobbies that aren't productive necessarily, that like don't make me money. It's why I said no side hustles. I want something that fills my soul and that doesn't feel like it can lead to the service of other people. I think about that too much already. I don't need a hobby that does that as well. Okay, my nervous system right now, she needs to be diapered every other day. That is not. What I meant by that is my nervous system right now needs to be coddled, and I can't make change. I can't piss her off, or else we shut down. The operation goes down. She needs to be diapered every other minute with a binky too. Like oh my gosh. I love her though. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like I talk about myself so I need to be kinder, but like I want a nervous system that I can in real time assess, nurture, regulate, moving on, Because right now it's a whole thing. Um I'm not asking for a perfect nervous system either. Again, an easily regulated one all I'm asking. It's on my Christmas list. Okay. Next up, we have my real self, who I am today, which is kind, empathetic, intelligent, peaceful, caring, and generous. I I think that's a pretty good starting point, considering all I've been through in my life, especially what I've been going through this past semester in particular. This is awesome that I can say this about myself. The only thing is, though, it's not anything but my energy. Like I feel like all I can say for myself is like my personhood and like what it's like to be around me, the kind of vibe that I have, but I think where my ideal self becomes my ideal self is in that there's like practical elements to that. Like there's a capability to her, the ideal self, that this real self has the potential to become, but it's just not there yet. Like I have great roots. I need to capitalize on them. Okay. Let's act on them. That brings us to where we meet and where we differ, Miss Ideal Self and I. I'm gonna move this right over here. Okay. So I can get through anything and I have the hope of a better future. I put thought into curating plans and agendas like this when I have the motivation. This comes in later. And I know I'm smart. I know that I can sit here and assess myself and be aware of what I need to work on and also be aware of where I'm rocking it and be aware of where I'm going. Because I really am going in the direction of growth. I know I am. Where we differ is that I have no motivation, no willpower once I have the motivation to see it through, zero stamina. I'm ending it there. Like zero stamina. One little tiny mistake in my process of growth. Oh, okay, great. So I'm staying in bed for 5 days, not doing my dishes for like 2 months. That happened to me one time. Not even kidding. And I should just doom scroll for the rest of my life. It's I need some kind of stamina, okay? And that's where that like practicality of my ideal self comes in. She's gonna bring that. I'm still in active recovery from my codependency, and my ideal self, she's healed of that, or she's yeah, no, I'm gonna put it out there that she's healed. I am so judgmental of myself. You heard the way I talk about myself. I can be so mean, and my ideal self is a nice girl. She's not a mean girl. And I also have really perfectionist. You know what? I am a professional perfectionist. There we go. I have perfectionistic and unrealistic expectations for myself. I think that I can just be healed tomorrow because I'm smart enough to think up a plan. No, it takes real work and real practice. But again, it's that stamina and that willpower that I'm trying to put up so I can actually do the thing of becoming who I am. Okay. Next up, we have my little learning agenda. I'm going to read this little blurb right off of the screen because it is genuinely what I think, but then we'll go and dissect it. Given that most of the differences between my ideal self and my real self revolve around practice, my agenda will be rep focused. It's all about giving myself evidence that I am capable of sustainable change. Okay. Um, what I mean by practice is like I can do all those things. I can be motivated. I can have stamina. I can enjoy self care. I have no practice in doing it though. I have no evidence for myself that I can actually persist. That's why there's no stamina. Blah, 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 blah. The reps I'm talking about are it's gonna be like little push-ups every day. You'll see like in my experiments in my practices, that's when I'm gonna get more into that. But I really love the rep of like, yeah, let's fill up our water bottle every morning and drink it. Let's brush our teeth every morning, even if we don't want, you know what I mean? It's those little tiny things that will add up. I don't know why there's question marks. There was very cute graphics there, but I'm sorry about that. What that's going to look like for me is I will practice encouraging self-talk in real-time stressful situations. In the moment, I need to just give myself that exposure therapy of, okay, yep, and we're doing this right now, and this sucks, and I feel awful, but you know what? I'm going to sit here and be like, yes, I can do it. Yes, I can do it. Yes, I can do it. And it's like in that moment of where I would, get that tiny little hit of like, ah, at least I'm right. At least I'm right that I'm stupid and awful. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not. I'm going to practice starting tasks that feel daunting with just the goal of starting. Even if it's like, let's say, an essay, I'm going to write out the MLA formatting intro. I'm going to write my name, my professor's name, the date. Like, even if that's all I do, I started it. And that's building up the little muscle in my head that's like, oh, I can think to do something and then act on it. I can do that. Okay. Remaining diligent in my codependency recovery will be key. It's really difficult though. George, I'm in therapy twice a week. I'm reading 3 books right now on it. When do I have time for 3 books? I don't know. I don't know. See, I was supposed to read a chapter tonight. Didn't, but guess what I'm going to do? Read it after this because I told myself that I will. I promised myself. Oh, another thing I wanted to add in there is promises. I need to treat the promises I make to myself like the promises I make to my best friends. Oh, but I wanted to talk about this little quote up here too. A key part to this agenda is flexibility. It is. It's realizing that if I am expecting myself to change from habits that I've developed over the past 22 years of my life, I have to understand that I'm not going to be perfect at it right away. And that if I'm not perfect at it, that's not a reason to quit. That's not a reason to give that up. No. All right. Next up, we have the experiments and practices. So, I am going to think of these practices as little building blocks. I think that what's key for me is building up the credibility within myself. Like, I am a not willpower, willful person. Like, I have things that I want and I will get them. It's just that I think it's impossible. Like, I think it's impossible. I think it's like asking me to fly with my arms. So here are the little things we're gonna do for this. Small steps, but they're gonna lead to big change. First up, we have screen-free mornings. I want to get a Hatch alarm clock that's on my Christmas list this year, and it wakes you up like how the sunrise would. And I just don't want to be on my phone in the morning. Every time I scroll in the morning, I'm like, great, what if I just did this all day and all day turns into a month and I haven't seen the sunlight and it's not good. Um, it's a small thing, but it will lead to me building a habit, which is really hard for me to do in the first place. I also get a really terrible, terrible, terrible wave of codependent validation when I go on social media, and I just need to get off of it in general. But we're working on that. Next up, working out when I really don't want to. This is specific, but working out will give me that like emotional endorphin hit. And also, I'll see results in real time. It's like that mouse cheese kind of like result that I will get from doing the hard work. And I think that's gonna be a really nice, like, neural pathway builder for me of like, look, we do physically feel good, and look at our pretty reward at the pump. Look, wow, taking care of ourselves, committing to something, following through is actually cool. What? You know what I mean? Like, it's those vibes. Um, okay. Leaning on my support system when I feel shameful. My key trauma root comes from shame. I feel like a burden to everybody, especially myself. That's just a sucky situation. I gotta sit in that for a second. That's just why? Why do I feel that way? I don't know. But I do. I mean, I do know. Okay, anyways, I need to lean on my support systems when I feel shameful about not doing things. Shameful in terms of like, I was so embarrassed today to be like, hey, best friend Ava, who's been my best friend for 4 years, my roommate, like, you know what I mean? I need you to lock in with me. I need to get done an entire semester's worth of my emotional intelligence homework. And I'm so embarrassed to admit that right now. I'm so embarrassed. Like, I need to be able to go to them. Given that they are my chosen family, given that I would die for them, I think I should be able to go to them and say, hey, I need some help. You know what I mean? Um, I'm a huge caretaker by nature. And I think that I feel, again, like a burden. Like, why should I burden them with my, I don't want to swear on here because this is, again, my, oh my God, I've recorded this so many times, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna pile that on with them. Okay, moving on. Next up, we have, yes, my most trusted homies. This is my reliable, dependable relationships that I can lean on. First up, we have my parents. They're my rocks in life. We've been through so much together as a family. Um, I know I can lean on them for like life things like mom, dad, I need help, like with this and this. I know that I can go to them. Um, they are stable. In my life that has been ever so unstable, especially within the last couple months, they have really taken on, um they've, like, taken on some, like, pain with me, and this was the first time ever that we've really done that individually and not so much been so codependent on each other, especially with my little brother and, like, situations happening at home. We all needed to figure stuff out for ourselves and make sure ourselves are afloat so we can come together and be there for each other. And I think that's a really beautiful, beautiful example of, yes, systems that were in place for, I've been a part of their family for 22 years now. 22-year-old systems can change if you put in the work. Next up, my chosen family. These are the best friends from home. Nope. Well, yes, those two. Those two. But my best friends here that I made in college are like, I feel like a part of the reason why I'm on this earth was to meet them and be with them and experience them. And I feel like I must have cured cancer in a past life to deserve the friends that I have. and I know that I can lean on them. My mentors, I have two main mentors. They're two of my acting professors I've had in my life, and they provide me with guidance, next steps, where I should go. I know that I can go to them and they understand me as an artist, and my artistry is such an important part of who I am. I know I can lean on them. Um, that goes into my artistic collaborators. Most of that overlaps with my chosen family, but when I create art with people, it it makes me feel like I am worthy of being here. Like, it makes me feel like I can put my energy into something that's good and not just hating myself and not just thinking I can't change and getting so stressed. Um, so yeah. Next up, we have my personal plan. All right, here's the timeline. I sectioned it off into three different sections. We have final boss. That's next semester. Okay. Final boss of college. I'm almost done. Lock in summer TM because it's a thing. I made it up. I probably didn't make it up, but everyone needs to in lock in summer. All right. This is the summer before we're hit post grad. All right. This is the time to get our act together. Okay. Lastly, we have what I thought was a little cute play on the first one. Finally, boss. Yes. Come on, girl. Now you are the girl you know you can be. Okay. And this is life post grad. I almost said semester post grad. I don't have those anymore after college. But I'm gonna think about it as like the immediate time after college. All right. First up, final boss. Let's go. So I sectioned it off even further into what my focus is going to be, a primary goal, the most handy tool to help achieve all of this, and who it's nurturing. Because it cannot be like, I don't want to be a whiplash kind of teacher for my nervous system. I want to nurture it. All right. So this just really helps me. And then these little quotes over here, I would go into all of them because I love them and it took a lot to like place them all accordingly. But for time's sake, you can zoom in if you're interested. All right, focus, credibility. I'm building it up within myself. Primary goal, consistency. My goal is, let's say my goal is to go to the gym every morning. Great. Even if it's 2 minutes on the treadmill and I walk back, hey, I did it. Okay. My most handy tool is going to be encouraging inner dialogue. All right. The thing I can depend on most in this is just encouraging myself, saying, nope, you can do it. Yes, you can. Look at you go. This is going to nurture my inner child who thinks that she can't do anything but make people sad. All right. Lock in summer. Okay. Focus is endurance. We have the credibility. We know that we can do it. Great. Let's stick it out. All right. Here's that stamina. Let's go. Primary goal is going to be balance. In order for lock in summer to be locked in the way I need to lock in, I need to have a full time job and I need to have balance of work and self care and relationships. That's going to be hard for me. But that endurance of, you know what, if I can change that, I can curate a plan and a routine that works for me. Most handy tool is going to be my support tools. Like, I love meditating, I love journaling, I love yoga, podcasts, things like that, amongst those like little building block ones that I was telling you about. And then honesty, meeting myself where I'm at. That goes into balance of like, you know what? I need to rest today. I can't go do this thing. You know what? Actually, I had a hard day at work. I actually don't need to go to the gym today, maybe. Like just meeting myself where I'm at and listening to myself. Who this is going to nurture? My incapable self, that shame rooted girl that I once was. All right, now we have the stamina, we have the credibility. Let's go. The ultimate rewire. That was also supposed to have a TM, but I thought I might be annoying to do it twice. But know that that's also something people need to snap into. Okay. Um. All right. So this is going to be the ultimate rewire of now it's time to believe in yourself. Now it's time you have the evidence. There's no excuse to be so mean to yourself anymore. Let's go. Let's go. And I put the positive self-talk up there because this is the last step. Believing in myself, changing my neural pathway. That's the last step. I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable once I believe it. That's the primary goal is believing in myself. The most reliable tool is going to be relying on systems that work. I've created a system. I've done it. At this point, at finally boss stage, I would have created the system and given myself the evidence to make it work. Let me rely on it. It's okay to rely on things. I made them. It's okay. All right. Who is this nurturing? College Colette. People talk about the inner child the most. this version of me will be an inner child I have to heal at some point in my life, and I'm starting now. Okay, girl? And in conclusion, frankly, the grass is greener where you water it. I am so apt to comparing myself. And frankly, nothing changes if nothing changes. If I want to be motivated, I have to actually water the motivation plant. You know what I mean? In conclusion, why are these little question marks there? They were cute little graphics. That's fine, whatever though. I put them into I will statements because I kind of want to frame this and I kind of want to print out all of it and put it up on my walls, but this one in particular, this is just this is legit right here. Like I cooked with what I said right here. Um, I will create sustainable systems that make me feel capable and empowered. I will practice living in my growth by staying committed to my habits and routines, knowing I have the supportive relationships and tools to help me when I'm in need. I will become confident and grounded as I continue to change for the better, seeing the results of my hard work in real time. I will celebrate and encourage myself and lean on the trust that I have in myself and my ability to create the healthy, balanced life that I deserve. I think I'm going to say that in the mirror every single day because if I said that to myself, can you imagine where I'd be? And that's the plan. That's the plan right there. And then here is all of my citations. I really hope that you enjoyed this, and I'll make sure to link this whole presentation in the comment of this. I feel like I'm making a YouTube video. um, but yeah, this was such an amazing project. I had such a fun time. I'm not saying, oh my God, mine is so amazing. I'm just like, this is an awesome project to do. Alrighty, I'm gonna keep this under 20 minutes, so I gotta go.